Hey guys, how you guys doing? Okay, so I'm really excited to be doing this video right now. I'm gonna try to keep it as short, interesting, and to the point. So I don't want to say too much and I don't want to say too little. But the whole point of making this video is because I want to connect with you guys. Um, and that alone is enough for me. But this is going to be a straight shoot. Well, for those of you who know me, you know me, but for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tatevik. I am a professional wrestler and I have been wrestling under the moniker Tatevik the Gamer. Okay, enough with that. So I started my professional wrestling career about 3 years ago wrestling for a promotion called WOW Women of Wrestling. Now, WOW Women of Wrestling is based out of Los Angeles and it is owned by Jeannie Buzz, but it was ran by David McLean. Now, we started in late, I want to say late 2012, and we started doing shows early 2013, and a couple months, literally just a couple months later, WOW stopped running shows. I don't know what happened, maybe they ran out of money or, pissed somebody off. I don't know. To me, it doesn't matter at this point. But, I wanted to get into the professional wrestling business. So regardless of, whatever the fate for WOW held, I knew what I wanted and I was going to stick to my guns, and it's exactly what I did. So after they stopped running shows, what's going on with me today? Okay, sorry about that. After they stopped doing shows, I got a manager. I called him up and I said, look, here's what I am, here's what I've been doing, here's what I want to do. Sign me up, book me a match. What do I have to do in terms of training? Who do I have to get connected with? Long story cut short, I took matters into my own hands. And I started making things happen for myself, and anybody can do it, honestly, anybody. But for the most part, I have had such an amazing 3 years in the business, and honestly, when I started wrestling, I wasn't a fan of professional wrestling, and I was always afraid that people were going to judge me negatively. They were going to judge me because I'm not a fan of wrestling. But the only reason why I was not a fan of professional wrestling was because I was not exposed to it as a kid, and given the fact that I'm Armenian, which, by the way, first in the business, which is great and a little scary at the same time, but anyway, it is what it is. Given the fact that I'm Armenian and I'm a female, and, my house, my mother, she's a conservative, my dad was a conservative, so we were not really allowed to, watch stuff like that. Like, that was too racy. So I remember, little things here and there, flipping through the channels, but call myself a fan? No, I wasn't. Why? Because I was not allowed to watch it. So anyway, so when I got into the business, that's when I started discovering who all the wrestlers are, who the people are, and, the promoters, and, all that good stuff. So it was very exciting for me because it was almost like I was on another planet, literally. Wrestling is a whole nother planet, a whole different world. And it was so cool. And the reason I fell in love with it was because it was different, it was different than the life that I was accustomed to. Oh, there's my cat behind the door. No. Oh, okay, I better, sorry, hold on, you guys. Ugh, 1 second. All right, I'm back. Yeah. Okay, so, hope I'm not rambling. Anyway, so I got into the business, WOW was over with. I started doing indie shows. I got my training in, and after a while, I wrestled for quite some time in the indie circuit. I wanted to kind of, I was interested in the backstage stuff, I was interested in the booking, so I partnered up with my manager, Steve Stasiak, and we formed a wrestling booking site called bookprowrestlers.com. And bookprowrestlers.com, you know, that's like the best place that you guys can go. Promoters, you know, any promoters out there watching, if you want to book any of the former WWE talents, I mean, you guys have to check out the site called bookprowrestlers.com, and Steve Stasiak is the man to get in touch with. So anyway, so I helped him form Book Pro Wrestlers, and I wanted to kind of do the behind the scenes stuff, you know, what else, and for educational purposes mainly, was because I wanted to do as much as I can with whatever was in front of me. So I got myself involved, and you know, I kind of did that for a little bit. And while I was, you know, I took a break from doing indie shows and wrestling, started doing the Book Pro Wrestlers, and now I was on the phones and I'm talking to promoters, and I'm you know, giving my manager advice of, you know, who he should talk to and what he should say and what he should not say and how he needs to talk to these people. It's so funny because it was all of a sudden like tables were turned and now I'm the manager. but it's good, you know, that's how you help one another out, and when you form a team, you help each other, you know, teamwork. But anyway, so we, you know, after a long and hard journey, we were assigned Rocky Johnson, and Rocky fell, you know, you guys know Rocky, he is the Rock's dad. We started doing business for him, booking stuff, booking him out for events and appearances and all that fun stuff. And my job was to create business cards for him, do his social media, print out agreement sheets, and, you know, things of that nature. And we had a great time, and afterwards, you know, we developed a good relationship, a good working relationship. And then he talked to me a little about the business. My battery's dying, so sorry. So we started talking a little bit about the business, and we know he was then able to find out that I was a wrestler as well. And then he asked me if I was interested in WWE, and I said, of course, you know, why not? And wrestling has been a passion of mine for as long as I've been doing it. Hey, baby. Got my cats here. So yeah, so I said, of course, you know, that would be a great opportunity if it was available. And he said, all right, you know, I'll talk to some people, I'll make some phone calls, and we'll see what we could do. So, you know, I was very grateful, and I thanked him for the opportunity, but I kind of just let that be, because I have so much going on for myself right now that, you know, if that's there and they call me up right now, great, but if they don't, great, you know, no problem. So pretty much I came back to Los Angeles, and by the way, yeah, I was in the East Coast going back and forth, so I came back to Los Angeles, and I have a wrestling photographer friend of mine. His name is Bill Auden, and Bill Auden has been taking pictures for wrestling for about 30 years, you know, if not more than that. But he's famously known for discovering Nancy Benoit, the late wife of Chris Benoit, and he has, you know, he's been the most interesting, one of the most interesting people in wrestling that I've met. You know, again, like, wrestling people, you guys are so unique, you know, and very, you know, it's such a challenge, you know, and I love a challenge because you're so different, and, you know, it's cool, you know, you guys are cool. So I was able to form a really good friendship with Bill, and we started traveling together. I started getting on the road with him, and then he was interested in helping out with the wrestling side, you know, with Book Pro Wrestlers, and I said, you know, great, maybe we can, you know, we formed a little team here. So besides doing that, I started taking pictures with Bill, and pictures of the WWE live events. Yes, Raw, SmackDown, the Royal Rumble, Hell in a Cell, you know, all that fun stuff. You know, I got myself involved, and I discovered another passion, you know, taking pictures. You know, I've never picked up a camera in my life. You know, at least one not that heavy. But anyway, so I've never picked up a camera, but Bill hands me the camera and he's like, you know, start taking pictures. So, you know, I start snapping and snapping, and I had such a fun time doing that. It was so cool, you know. It was almost like, you know, I had great timing with all the action shots, and I don't know if because, you know, I'm a worker myself and I know the spots and I know the moves that these guys and girls, you know, give one another. So I had good timing with taking these photos to get that perfect action shot. So he was really impressed, and he was like, hey, you know, would you like me to train you? And you know, you're really good and you have potential, but I want to train you on little things here and there. And I said, are you kidding me? I was like, of course. I said, yeah, you know, let's do it. So he trained me, and I started taking pictures, and I've been taking pictures for the past 6 or 8 months now. And I mean, I've been working around WWE, but not with them. Until actually I got called in to be featured on what was it, February 16th, I think, 16, I think so, but it was on, I did a Raw, I did a Raw, okay. Okay, I was featured on the Goldust and R-Truth segment, I'm gonna say about 3 weeks ago. If you guys YouTube it or whatever, you'll find out. And I was a featured extra, so I got called in to come in and work for that. And I was ecstatic, you know. Again, I had a great time. I took the offer, went in, you know, it was like one of the best experiences again. The wrestlers were great, the crew members are great. I made some really good friends, you know, back there. But I did that, you know, and I had fun with that. Then about 2 weeks later, I get my paycheck from doing that. I'm all excited, you know. Then the next day, or I don't know if it was that night or the next day, whenever it happened, I wake up in the morning and my fan page is gone. I had a following of almost 8,000 people, which I created, you know, I promoted myself, and it was gone, you know, it was taken away. And because my page was owned, I guess, by WoW, and David McLean was the main admin on the page, he took my page down thinking that I was now working for WWE. Oh, I was so angry. I was so angry because, you know, I don't like to hold on to things for a long time, but when I create something and I did that on my own, and somebody comes and takes it away from you, you know the feeling. I mean, some of you guys, you know, you've probably had a similar experience and you can relate, but it really sucks when you make something happen for yourself and somebody just thinks that they can take it away from you. And that's what happened with my page, and I was so angry that he would do that. I tried to call him, he didn't pick up. You know, he emailed me. He ended up emailing me, congratulating me on the fact that I work for WWE now. And I was like, well, thank you very much, you know, and but I'm not working for WWE. I have been working around them, but if I were to get any offers and contracts, you would be the first to know. So anyway, I didn't get a response about what happened to my page. I tried to reach out to other people from the company, and they acted, or maybe they didn't. They really didn't know what was going on. Maybe, you know, either way, it doesn't really matter. But imagine, like, imagine, okay, let me put this in perspective for you guys. So imagine getting hired for this big high-end company. You know, you think you're set. It's your first day of work, you walk into your office, you look around the room, and there is no desk, there's no computer, there's no chairs, there's no equipment, and you're given a space, and your boss says, here, this is yours, now do something with it. So you start building your own desk, you start building your own computer, you start building your own chair, you bringing your own supplies, and you put everything together, you know, and you got things going for you. And then one day you walk in and it's all gone. And nobody tells you who took it, why, you know, when, you know, then that was very frustrating to me. And I tried to contact Facebook. I sent them messages over 8 times, you know, and Facebook, you guys never got back to me, and kind of really sucks. But anyway, so I put that aside. So I made my own page and I created my own following from scratch. And right now you guys can follow me on facebook.com/Tatevik the Gamer, and the A in the Gamer is spelled with the number 4. So it's, you know, anyway, so G4MER. But anyway, you guys can follow me on that page, and if you can please like and share with your friends, I'd really appreciate it. But that's pretty much what I wanted to cover for now. I have a lot of other things going on right now, and I don't want to spoil everything in, you know, doing this one video, but I've already been talking for 15 minutes. Oh my god. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and for listening. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing more videos, and I would like to hear some of your feedback on just everything that I've said. I mean, if you guys have any comments, any questions, you know, you like me, you don't like me, I'm just joking. No, but I want to hear from you guys. So, and I would love to answer some of your questions on my next video. All right, so thank you for tuning in and listening, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.